Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. Let's begin with the business session first. On behalf of Vice President Education, I would request everybody to give your names to the VP for the roles for the next meeting. All the roles are open. Please contact Toastmasters Spooty for the same. I request Associate Vice President Public Relations Toastmaster Ujjwal to make his announcement.
A very happy evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my esteemed guests. So, the theme for the article is Beauty in Simplicity. As we are nearing to the publications of the newsletter, I request all of the members to write down an article on the given theme. It would be great if all of you would participate. And the deadline for the article is 15th June 2022. So I kindly request everyone to make an effort in participating here. Thank you. Over to the President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ujjwal. It is said that feedback is the breakfast for champions, and I believe so. Be it speakers or role takers, everyone should be appreciated for their efforts. So I request all the online members to kindly open their base cam in the next 15 seconds and provide your feedback to our members. Those who are in person in the meeting room, please provide the feedback on the base cam by end of the day to encourage them. With that, the business session for today's meeting is over. I'd like to hand it over to our Sergeant, Associate Sergeant at Arms Toastmastership, Prasad Sharma.
I can't do this. I can't meditate every morning. Definitely not for 20 to 30 minutes, no chance. My fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, when this year was beginning, I was not in a good mental space and I wanted to, I was having a lot of fights, a lot of misunderstandings. I wanted to build a new habit of meditating every morning. But, I'm the type who can't sit still for 5 minutes. Somehow I sit here for 2 hours. And I had to build this habit, but every morning I would go 5 minutes into it. I would say, done, I'm done. I would get up from there. But just 1 month back, I stumbled upon this very famous book. You all might have heard of it, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And in that book, one thing that stuck out to me was if you want to build any habit, make it easy to follow. And hence, he suggested if you can do it in 2 minutes, then that is the best way to do it. So I decided that I will meditate for 2 minutes every morning. Set a timer on my phone. As soon as I wake up, 2 minutes, meditation done. Now, this doesn't feel like much after doing it, but you might say, what is 2 minutes going to do? But it adds up over months, 6 months, 1 year. Small changes, tiny habits every day, and it compounds into something big after a year. And that is when you start realizing the benefits of habits. Same way you want to break a bad habit. For example, you want to quit smoking. Again, make it the opposite, make it difficult to smoke. In your environments at home, there should be nothing related to that. Ensure somebody is keeping tabs on you, your friend, family, and willpower will only get you to a certain distance. Then it becomes a burden to keep track of those habits and quit bad habits. Another thing that James Clear mentions in his book is the final goal, the ultimate goal of building habits. And that is you keep practicing those habits and those habits become a part of your identity. You become that person, and it is basically what you give in your introduction here in Toastmasters. I'm a dancer, I'm a reader, I'm a table tennis player, I'm a quizzer. You become that, and at that point it is no more at a stage where you need to give effort for that habit. It has become a part of your identity. We come here every week to our Toastmasters meeting. I give this Sergeant at Arms address. I introduce a new presiding officer every week. Probably next week I will be the presiding officer. But with that, let me introduce the presiding officer for today. She identifies as an extrovert who believes in learning and growing in every step. She's an avid reader and a constant dancer. Professionally, she holds an MBA in finance and currently works as an analyst in Society General. She has been recognized by NGOs for her acts of being an active COVID volunteer, scribe for the visually aided and teaching at government schools, and currently serving as the secretary of Icon Communication Club. Please put your hands together for our presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Bhavani.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasad, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guests. I request our Vice President Membership Toastmaster Gaurav to introduce the guests who are present in the in-person meeting.
A very good evening to all the Toastmasters and to dear guests present today. So there are several guests in today's meeting, and I request guests one by one to please come up to the lectern and let us know about yourself and how you came to know about Toastmasters. So first, I'd like to call the old member of Icon, that is Jyoti, to come up here.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jyoti Rao. I was a Toastmaster way back in 2019 till the pandemic started. So I had my own envisions of not being a Toastmaster online. So here I came to know about the hybrid, and I'm here. I'll be joining shortly. Thank you.
Next we have
Hello everyone, I'm Jayanti Lahoti. I'm from BMS College of Engineering, currently doing my third year in computer science. So I really wish to improve my stage fear and overcome it. So that's why I'm here. Thank you. Hello everyone, this is Pamini. I got to know about this club from my friends Sharani and Ujjwal. I'm here to improve my communication skills. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Madhukar. I am currently pursuing my final year BCom in Cranston College of Commerce. I am here to improve my communication skills and making friends.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a long time since I'm here. I was a ex-Toastmaster and I was a former Toastmaster, and I'd like to continue my Toastmasters journey because it has really enriched my growth as a person. So thank you very much.
My name is Daniel, and I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm currently working at IT work. So yeah, I've heard about Toastmasters before, but due to work I can't attend. But whenever possible, free, I make sure that I attend a Toastmasters meeting. That's all from the offline guests. Over to you, Bhavan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav. And dear guests, hope this meeting you will enjoy to every bit and learn something and go ahead. With that, I'd like to have a recap of the previous meeting. So I'd like to welcome our distinguished Toastmaster Udanka Arun Jain to read out the minutes of meeting of the previous meeting on behalf of the secretary.
Good evening, everyone. Minutes of meeting number 1165 held on 6th June 2022 in Creative Conference. Word of the day, Audacious. The business session started at 6:34 p.m. and was chaired by Presiding Officer Toastmaster Sai Snehal Reddy. In the business session, the following points were discussed. On behalf of Vice President Education, the Presiding Officer mentioned that all the roles are open for the next meeting. Vice President Public Relations Toastmaster Sanjana announced the theme Beauty in Simplicity for our upcoming newsletter and requested the articles for the same before 15th of June. All the district awards were distributed. The nominations are open for the club officers for the term July-December 2022, and the interested members are to file their nomination with immediate past President Toastmaster Sai Snehal before 20th of June. The regular meeting started at 6:40 p.m. Associate Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shiva started the meeting with an introduction about the team and later handed over the charge to Presiding Officer Toastmaster Sai Snehal. Presiding Officer Toastmaster Sai Snehal opened the meeting, spoke on the team and introduced the Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Manish. Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Manish spoke on the team and introduced the following role takers. Timer, Toastmaster Shiva. Counter, Toastmaster Mamta. Grammarian, Toastmaster Vikesh. PP Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Udanka. The prepared speech session had the following speeches. Toastmaster Sharani, attempting level 1, project 1, evaluated by DPN Udanka. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Varaprasad, attempting level 3, project 1, evaluated by Toastmaster Vijay Tonga. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Pavni and had the following speakers. Toastmaster Juleka, Toastmaster Mamta, Toastmaster Vishesh, Toastmaster Shiva, Toastmaster Sindhu, Poonam, DTM AK Prabhakara, DTM Udang, Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Gaurav, and guest Soumya. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Ujjwal. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker, Toastmaster Sharani, Best Evaluated, DTM Udanka, Best Table Topic Speaker, DTM AK Prabhakara, the Best Role Taker, Tarji, Toastmaster Shiva, Best Role Taker, MTG, Toastmaster Ujjwal. The presiding officer closed the meeting at 8:25 p.m. Thank you, and back to you, madam.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Udanka, for reading out the minutes. With that, I ask the members, is there any amendments for the minutes of the previous meeting? Can I ask somebody from the online meeting, in-person meeting, to confirm if there are no amendments or if there are any?
Okay, done.
Done. Thank you so much. With that, I accept the minutes of meeting number 1165. And I open the 1166th meeting of Mekon Communication Club open. The only complaint my parents have, and will have forever is that her elder daughter does not wake up on time. That's me. During my childhood, I had no option but to wake up by 5, go to tuition classes by 5:30, finish it by 7, get ready and leave my house by 8 a.m. If I was late even by a minute, my father used to send away my school bus and I had to travel in the public bus. But now I tend to wake up no less than 10:30 a.m. Do you ask why? I don't have to go to college or school now. Few months back, when I told my mother that I got my first job, she was happy. One of the reasons is because it was my first job, but the other was that she hoped that I get up early in the morning, at least to go to office. But later did she know that I log in at 11:30 a.m. and I can still get up late as usual. I can't help it. I am a nocturnal person. A nocturnal person is someone who is super energized at night, I tend to be very efficient and productive during the night hours. But my mother tells that it is a habit of mine and that can be changed. I tell, no, it's natural and I am like this. And she says the same. This argument has been going on and on for years, and I assure you that it will go on forever. Habit is nothing but a regular tendency or a practice. You practice and practice the same thing, and it eventually turns into a habit. It is said that old habits die hard. Do you feel the same? If you feel that habits cannot be changed or you cannot make something a habit, I have a simple solution for you. There's a Japanese business philosophy called Kaizen. Kaizen means change for the better or a continuous improvement. What does it say? If you're doing something, even if you don't like it, just do it for a minute. Just a minute. And see how it will help you to make it a practice which turns into a habit. Probably few of you in the meeting would try this and see how a practice turns into a habit. Ellen Blanchard, the first lady international president of Toastmasters International, said, if you get out of Toastmasters, all there is to get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. So let's practice giving speeches and taking up role in every meeting and make it a habit. With that, it is now time to call the Toastmaster of the day. She is working as a lecturer in computer science at BVNPU College. She is a very fun-loving person and explores new things. Her hobbies include cooking, reading, and listening to inspirational speeches, and she aspires to become a fluent speaker. Now, let us welcome Toastmaster Rashmi on the stage. I don't see her in the meeting room, so we'll just give her a minute to join. Yes, with that, let's welcome Toastmaster Rashmi, Toastmaster of the day on the virtual stage.
Am I audible and visible? Okay.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Thank you, President Bhavani, for that wonderful introduction. Motivation is what gets you started, and the habits are what keeps us going. So habits are nothing but the actions which will, or the behavior which we do on a daily basis. Yes, these habits are very essential for our life. We can break or make our chances of improvement or accomplishment in our setting goals or lifestyles, anything. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Can anybody are in the process of developing a new habit or breaking a bad habit? Anyone? Online audience or offline audience? No? Don't.
Sorry, sir. The hybrid meeting doesn't lend itself to this kind of. You better be telling her. Mechanical device doesn't work. Ma'am, one of the habits that we can develop is not ask questions because it's a hybrid setup and it's really difficult because the speaker, the member has to come behind the lectern.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Okay, thank you. So just 3-4 years back, I was a completely different person. I was obese and I was lazy getting up getting late early in the morning with my kids. As I have two daughters and one was very younger, 1 year old, I was always eating with the kids and uh, always with the kids, and I don't have any other things to do with. Only I was always with the kids. I was become so childish in those days that I was not able to cope up with these normal people. I decided that I have to develop the new habit. I want to get into the shape. I want to go for the job. I wanted to develop the new habit and break the old habit.
Ma'am, you're on mute, ma'am. We're not unable to hear you.
That's first.
Toast,
I was always uh sorry. I started with the small steps. Initially, I used to take 5 minutes walk, 10 minutes walk, and then started with the 15 minutes. And for breaking the any bad habit, you need to have some surroundings. You have to create the environment where you cannot do that habit on a daily basis. That environment may be your surroundings. If you don't want to use your mobile phones, you have to keep your mobile phone in the other room for at least for 1 hour or 2 hours. You need to practice these small tips to break any bad habit. So with this, to develop a new habit of communication skills or and public speaking skills, here is the person Ralph C. Smedley, who started the Toastmaster Club to help the people to improve their communication skills. So Toastmaster Club is a great platform to improve our public speaking and communication skills. Toastmasters is a non-profit organization which was started by Ralph C. Smedley in the year 1924, October 22nd at YMCA in Santa Ana, California, headquartered in Colorado. The purpose of this meeting is to help its members to improve their communication, public speaking, and leadership skills. The organization, which started as a single club with few members, today we are 3,64,000 members in 145 countries, serving through its 1,600 plus 16,200 plus member clubs. A typical Toastmasters meeting consists of three sections. First one is a prepared speech session. As the name suggests, in this session, the speaker gets the time to prepare for the speech on the given topic, and, uh, and they have to speak according to the guidelines of the manual. And the second session is the table topic session. In this session, the table topic master will give chance to everyone in the meeting, and they have to respond in the impromptu. And the third session is the evaluation session, where the proceedings of the meeting will be evaluated and feedback will be given to all the speakers. So before the first session, shall we have the TabG team who will help us in the smooth functioning of the meeting? We have a timer. Sharanya, could you please introduce yourself to the members?
Good evening to all of fellow Toastmasters and welcome, dear guests. Time is the most important part of our life, and here comes my role. As a timer, I will time the prepared speech speaker, evaluator, and the table topic speaker. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and the red cards which denote the specific time remaining. I request everyone to use their time effectively and efficiently. So for the first session, that is a prepared speech, as it is the icebreaker, it will be between 4 to 6 minutes. At the end of 4 minutes, I will be raising the green card. At the end of 5 minutes, I will be raising the yellow card. And at the end of 6 minutes, I will be raising the red card. Coming to the second session, that is a table topic session, the table topic speaker should limit their remarks to not no more than 2 minutes. At the end of 1 minute, I will be showing the green card. At the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, I will be showing the yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, I will be showing the red card. The next session is the individual evaluation that should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at exactly 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. I will be giving my report at the end of the when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you. And back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. We have our counter, Toastmaster Ujjwal.
A very happy evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. The purpose of an R counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as crutch by anyone who speaks during a meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be or er. I'll give my report at the general evaluation session. Over to the MC.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. We have a PP evaluator, Toastmaster Shiva.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. As the PP evaluator for today, I request all of the members and speakers not to or refrain from speaking about topics related to sex, religion, and politics. And if you have to, please be mindful of the diverse background of the audience. Kindly keep your mobile phones on silent so that they do not disturb the speakers, and kindly avoid talking or any sort of discussion while the speakers are speaking. Enter or exit the room only during an applause. And to the online audience, please keep your videos on and stay muted unless required. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. We have a grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome, guests. As grammar enhances the quality of speech, I'll be noting down good usages and not so good usages by all the speakers. I'll take note of each and every word that's also uttered by speakers and make a note of it. The word of the week or the day is vacillate, meaning to waver between different opinions and actions. Usage: undergraduate students often vacillate among various majors before deciding which degree to pursue. I'll give my grammarian report during evaluation session when called upon. Thank you, and back to you, Mr.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra. So before we start before I call upon the first speaker, we have a evaluator, Toastmaster Suprit, to read out the project guidelines.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. The speaker is attending project 1, level 1 from the icebreaker. The purpose statement to the speech is: the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Next to the evaluator, the member is completing his or her first speech in Toastmasters. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of his or her speech and delivery style. Because the icebreaker is the first project a member completes, you may choose to use only the note section and not the numerical score. That's the evaluator. So good luck to the member and
Thank you, Toastmaster Suprit. So let's begin with the first session. So our speaker has studied biomedical engineering. Her hobbies are sketching, listening to music, reading biographies. She is like playing with colors. Her dream is to travel all over the India. She is a happy homemaker, blessed with 2 kids. The speaker is attempting level 1 project 1 with speech title Life is Journey with Colors. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Mamata onto the stage, please.
Very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today is my first speech. I've built up so much of courage from my family, my kids, my husband, my in-laws, and my parents. I've come to give my speech. So I would like to narrate a story. It's like in a summer, March 15th evening, when the growing air is very dry and cool. A child is born to a beautiful parents who is a retired AGM and a homemaker who has sacrificed her life for the kids, being alone and being a backbencher. My dad used to travel all over the states and he was never at home. So she took up all her responsibilities as a mother and a father alone. Then comes my siblings. I have one younger brother and one elder sister. I done my schooling in a village. So then I traveled to Bangalore where I completed my PU in Boys and Women's Methodist College in Richmond Town. Then I joined engineering. Then in my biomedical field. Why I took biomedical field is I was interested. So my dream was to become an MBBS and do MS in cardiology and open a hospital in a village where I could serve people free of cost. God has blessed me with a financially well family. So since I am not too much into money making, so I want to serve people. That's why my dream was to open a hospital in my village and serve poor people. Next comes the second phase of my life, that's the marriage. So I've been married from past 13 years. My hubby is done his BE, MBA and MS abroad. He has opened his own company, Strangest, which is just a half-kilometer from Mekon Communication Club. He is into trading and he is giving the webinars on how to trade, how financially, how to manage your finances. And he is into real estate and he is now moving on into opening a new company also, which is going to be open in Dubai, maybe in the next month. And I've been blessed with the 2 lovely children. My son, his name is Shaurya. He is 12 years. And I have a daughter. Her name is Sarayu. She is 9 years old. Both are studying in Sri Aurobindo Memorial School. So they are being healthy and happy. And they are the one who gives me strength. They are the one who gives me courage to speak. No, whatever is there, you go to that. Why you hesitate when you want to go speak to dad? Don't see how we are talking. Say that you won't talk. Dad won't scold you. We'll support. We are your back. If dad scold us, we tell. No, dad, don't scold more. Okay, see here how we are listening to say when dad will listen. You go, you will shout at us, but why you will not shout at dad? That's not the question what they ask me every time. And now when I come by, the one person who was introduced me to Toastmaster is my husband. I was always at home taking care of my kids. Now they have grown up to the age where they can become independent. He's the one who told me go outside and do something. Why are you at home sitting alone being a graduate? So that's how I came to know about the Toastmaster. And my son is also a Toastmaster in a dance club. He attends online meeting every Saturday, 4 to 5:30. That's where the Lavonaki man, she takes the role in while making the club. Now, why I joined the Toastmaster club is to improve
my communication skills, like how I can talk with my husband. Like Veerabhadra I told, I think your husband is getting ready to, fight with you. Then now, then I have to lose the fear of talking in the crowd because I was being brought up in an Orthodox family where girls are always, you should stay inside, and I'm the first girl child of the entire family. And all my uncles, everyone are boys. And I have 12 cousins who are 6 boys and 6 girls. It's my parents' side, and here my husband's side, 3 girls and 3 boys. So it's been in a joint family. I've always been wherever I go with the parents or the family members. I'm not exposed to the outside world. That's all. Thank you. That's
Thank you so much, Mamta. That was a great icebreaker speech, I could say. So we have only one speaker for the day today. So moving on to the next session, that is table topic session. Our table topic master is a past. Shall I continue? So our table topic master is a passionate educationist, handwriting analyst, and a grapho analytical therapist. She has served in 2 esteemed institutions like New Horizon and Achieve School of Education as a teacher and a principal. And she has done her post-graduation in school management and leadership skills. Currently, she is pursuing her MA in psychology. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Zulekha Begum to take over the charge.
Happy evening to everyone. Thank you, Master of the Ceremony, Ms. Rashmi, for this wonderful introduction. Today, I'll be taking up the role of table topic master. I have prepared a couple of topics, and these topics will help us to enhance our communication skills and think on our feet. So let's begin. To start with, the do I have the access to share? Yes. Just a second.
Light ಹೋದಲ್ರಿ ಅಯ್ಯೋ
Yeah. Okay. So for the first topic, I would call upon Toastmaster Sudanka. What makes you different from most of the people?
Ma'am, Udanka is currently not here. Can you call someone else?
Okay. Okay. I call upon Toastmaster Ujjwal.
A very happy evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving me this topic. So my topic for today is what makes you different from most of the people. Firstly, I would say the first thing which I did was joining Toastmasters, where I can improve my communication skills. So this is the first one where I'm ahead of most of the people, I would say. And second thing would be, I'm good at understanding people. So I feel that is my strength. And I think, I'm good at adjusting to the things which are keeps on changing in this life, I would say. So yeah, so this is my take on the topic. Over to the master of ceremonies for the day. Sorry, table topic master for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rachel. Okay, next I would call guest Jyoti Rao for the topic, do you believe in luck?
Good evening to all the Toastmasters and the guests. Do you believe in luck? Of course, I believe in luck. Lady luck, I'm here. I believe in myself. Luck is something with all our efforts. The moment we put in efforts, luck comes in. So many of us think that one should be lucky to get something. I personally think we have that luck within. The only thing is we have to put it outside. And our efforts, intentions, and the conviction to make it happen gives us the luck. As I say, I was lucky enough to be a Toastmaster 2.5 years back. And I'm again lucky to be in the Toastmasters Club today. And both the times I think my luck was because I wanted to go in for the acting line. Last time also I wanted to go to the theater and somehow I came to the Toastmasters. This time again I thought I have to do something in the public forum and I was about to join the theater when I said Toastmasters. So luck is here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Bhavani for the topic, who do you rely on for support or advice?
Thank you so much for the topic. Topics Master Toastmaster Zulika. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests again. I wouldn't say that I have one particular person on whom I would rely on for support or advice, because in different phases of life you tend to meet different kind of people. So from childhood I had, of course, my parents and my godparents who were the base for my education, basically my foundation for everything. And as and when I started choosing my career, I had different people whom I looked up to and who helped me, go ahead in my career. And as of now, there are a minimum number of people whom I rely on. Of course, parents will top the list, and then comes my godparents. And now in the journey of Toastmasters, I have more than one or two mentors who have been helping. So I started, my first mentor who bought me or helped me to know what is the T of Toastmasters was Distinguished Toastmaster Zang from Mekon itself. And I have the other officers outside, like Distinguished Toastmaster Vanita, Distinguished Toastmaster Arjun, and Toastmaster Sai Nihal also from Mekon, who will be there in every step whenever I ask. They never say that I won't help you, but they'll always be there. So I directly or indirectly get answers, and they'll always be my support system. So these are the people whom I rely on. With that, thanks, and back to you, Toastmaster Sulika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavani. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Veerabhadraya for the next topic. What is the strangest dream you had? I repeat, what is the strangest dream you had?
Thank you, Tabletop, for having given this subject. You may all laugh if you hear my dream. I wanted to become an MLA. That was my strongest dream I have, because I easily gel with people. I easily respond to their solutions and other things. Many people ask, so many people will be there. You have to feed them when they come for the daughter's marriage, when they come for puja, when they come for the burial, this thing. Where do you bring the money? That I naturally have to become a correct person, they said. Only when you have a correct person, only you can take up the followers who come behind you. I said that is not the thing I am going to do. With my support and with my influence in the government, I will add some 2-3 BDS sites which cost crores of rupees. I will sell that, and that money I will spend to those people. That's what I wanted to become at that one. So when I am not able to achieve that one, I became an industrialist. And I became a treasurer of the association, which got me a lot of pleasure. Interacting with people and serving to the society was that one I have made it one. And other than that, I had a big dream of that one, so that I can take the people along with me. That is my strength. Recently, when I visited to the sub-register office, do you believe I have not paid even a single pay as a correction there? I got my job done. My daughter who has come from Germany, I said, yes, how is it you are able to get the job without giving that one? You have so many friends who got that one. So that is the ability. You have it. I regret very much for not having the MLA. Even now, sometimes where the mistake I got was, I came from the village. I was suffering for some job. I got a job, totally involved. Had I taken a precaution, had I become some correction, regularly visiting my village and interacted with those people, definitely I would have achieved my dream. What has happened has happened. God has given me a good health, good money, and good things like Toastmasters, all of you. Thank you very much. At least be happy what God has given to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Veerabhadraya. Next, I would like to invite guest Madhukar for the topic, how do you handle stressful situation? Toastmaster Madhukar. Sorry, guest Madhukar.
So before I had a bad habit of handling stress, that was biting my teeth. So my dentist suggests against that. So nowadays I hold my breath for 10 seconds and make myself calm, and then I'll think of solution for my problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Vijay Upendra for the topic. What has been your greatest accomplishments this year? Toastmasters Vijay Upendra.
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, Toastmasters, welcome guests. My accomplishment this year happens to be take my professional approach towards society as a whole. This year, I started giving presentations in various clubs, various organizations, and senior citizen forums, so that people know exactly what estate planning is all about. In India, it is in a nascent stage to transfer the properties and various assets to the next generation. What is to be done? What sort of a documentation to be followed? All these things are not being taken to the people in the right way by the legal luminaries. That is the area where I started working in that, so that I'm achieving in a great way people are responding very positively, and I am happy with my accomplishment as far as this year is concerned. Thank you, and back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Sai for the topic, Can Enemies Ever Become Friends? Toastmaster Sai's name.
Thank you, Table Talk Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Can enemies ever become friends? The reason they're enemies is because they were once our friends, and something would have turned sour, and that is why they've become enemies. When two people meet or become friends, they may have some mutual interest, or they may like to do something together. That's when they become friends. Over time, when they realize things aren't going well, that's when they turn into enemies. I feel the spark between them is lost. That is why they become enemies. Maybe when those two people meet once again, they may become friends again. I have a personal example. Back in my PUC days, I had a friend. He turned my enemy for reasons I don't remember. But exactly after 7 years, I met him while walking down Brigade Road, and he came running towards me. I was not sure whether he was running towards me or running away from me, but I just kept walking towards him, and he just came and he stood in front of me. And he was excited. I thought it was a mistake that he was looking at me and he was just trying to avoid. But he was indeed very happy looking at me after so many years. 7 years, no contact anywhere. We had gone to an extent of blocking each other on social media also. It was that extent. So we had turned enemies, and after that day, we actually became really good friends. We met a lot of times for our lunch. I think this is what that really matters. Thank you, and back to the table talk.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sai's name. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Rashmi for the topic, What do you want to be remembered for? Toastmaster Rashmi, what do you want to be remembered for?
Thank you, table topic master Zuleka, for this topic. The question is, the topic is, what do you want to be remembered for? As I'm in a teaching profession, I want to be remembered for the as a best teacher or a lecturer. I have taken this profession from past 5 years. So I want to get the best teacher award I want to receive one award on the Teachers' Day. I want to remember as a good human being and a best teacher, a teacher who serves for the society and inculcate knowledge in our students, and which will indirectly help the society. Thank you. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much. Next, I would want to invite a guest. Can any guest volunteer for the topic? Describe yourself in 3 words. Can any guest volunteer yourself?
Good evening, all the political staffers and guests. And thank you, Lekha, for giving us I will not say a different topic because what I say myself in 3 words, they're very common words. So they have been used in all Toastmasters introduction for me so far. Is the talkative person. Somehow they also found the word charming, and the other person they found was polite, and I don't think I want to say polite. Other word they found was soft spoken. I don't really know when exactly this word soft spoken was used or who came up with this. Because if my father or the people who know me ever heard the word soft spoken associated with industry, I don't think anyone would ever believe that. And apart from that, the one thing that ever happened was they always used to tell me I'm very smiling, I'm very smiling, I'm very smiling. It came to a point where I was describing a very sad situation in my sleep and I was still smiling. So somehow, some good points about me or what the people noticed in me or whatever it is that people find are these are the key particular words that I would say I am associated, I would describe myself with. But I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Do I need to invite some more guests? Should we close it here? Bhavani, can you please suggest me? Do we have some more guests to offer the topics, or shall we stop?
In the interest of time, we'll close.
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Over to Masters of the Ceremony.
Thank you so much, table topic master Zuleka. That was a very excellent and thought-provoking session. So now we will have 10 minutes of network break. After that, we will meet.
Toastmaster Rashmi.
Shall we start, Bhavani? Toastmaster Bhavani?
We can wait a confirmation from the in-person audience if they're inside, and then.
Okay. Okay. You're good to go, right?
2 minutes.
Okay. Toastmaster Bhavan, shall we start?
We need a confirmation from the in-person audience. They told of 2 minutes.
Okay.
Once they can. Toastmaster Sai.
Yes, Bhavani, just give us a couple of seconds. They're getting back. They're good to go.
Welcome back, Toastmasters, for the third session of the today's meeting. Yes. Okay. Now we have come to the third session, that is evaluation session. Our general evaluator of the day is a BCom graduate from Jain University. He is working at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He is an enthusiastic traveler and passionate photographer. He is a dog lover. His dream is to travel all around the world and try adventurous sports. I request Toastmaster Gaurav Badri to take over charge.
Very good evening to all the Toastmasters and to all the guests present today once again. So let's get started with the evaluation. So the meeting started at 6:35 p.m. So it is a 5 minutes delay, considering it's hybrid mode where few role takers take time to join online. So it's 5 minutes that can be neglected. So no worries. So first, the business session was started by Toastmaster Bhavani, who is the presiding officer for today. She gave the VP update that the roles are open and the interested members can contact Toastmasters Purti for the same. And we Associate Vice President of Public Relations, Toastmaster Ujjwal, gave out the theme for the newsletter, and the last date to submit the articles is 15 June 2022. And she spoke about the base camp where the members can keep their base camp open in their phones. So once the meeting is over, you can give the feedback on how the role takers performed in today's meeting. Then Sergeant Khan's Toastmaster Shiva came to the lectern and spoke about the theme. The best thing about Toastmaster Shiva is whenever he comes to the lectern, he always has an interesting idea, an interesting topic as to what he has to talk. Like whether he talks, he comes to the point. He doesn't run around the bushes. And every time he speaks about the theme, he always makes sure he connects it according to the theme. And when it's like, as you can know, like few meetings, there have been many presidents coming up. There have been many acting presidents. You always come up with that, that creativity to introduce that president in a very in such a way that the president always feels welcome towards electing. So kudos to you on that. And next was minutes of the meeting read out by DT and Udanka, and there were no amendments to the MOM. So good job on that as well. And coming towards the presiding officer, Toastmaster Bhavani. So she started off by talking about her life story where she always feels enthusiastic in night times, and day she always feels lazy. I can relate to it because I'm one kind of a person who likes to enjoy the night, staying up till 2:30. That is when my mind keeps fresh and I can focus on the things which I like to do. And she spoke about the Japanese philosophy where you do it for a minute and how it becomes an habit. And she even spoke about the Toastmasters, and she did a very good job in introducing the master of ceremonies in a very good, great manner. So can we give a huge round of applause to all the role takers? Next was the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rashmi. I'll be coming towards you at the end. And let's start with the first evaluation. The first speaker was Toastmaster Mamata giving her icebreaker speech. I request the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Supreet, for the evaluation. Oh.
Mr. General Evaluator for the Toastmasters and Toastmaster Mamata in particular. The icebreaker that was titled Life is a Journey of Colors. A very colorful one. I'll split your evaluation because it was an icebreaker. I'll keep my evaluation very simple and split it into three parts as per the manual. Where you excelled, what's your areas of improvement, and I'll summarize it for you. What you excel at, I think you have a nice, calm composure. There's a natural style of speaking that you've got. It's very conversational. It's not like if somebody's speaking, you have to just listen to them and all that. It's a very conversational style of speaking, which is very nice to connect to a lot of members in the audience. So that is really nice. Coming specifically to the icebreaker, we have learned it since our time when I gave my icebreaker long back, that there are three things that are always needed in your icebreaker. That's FIP, family, interests, and profession. And that is how we get to know a person who's behind the lectern. So did you tick off all of them? Yes, more or less. I got to know your family. I got to know your interests, including your long-standing dream and your professional background and how you're trying to get back into a few things of late. So that was covered very nicely. You have a nice style of speaking, you have good composure, and you have kind of attained the objectives of the speech. Now, what can you improve? Something that I would really like to see you working on, that you can challenge yourself, is writing the speech, right? When you write, you have to try to understand what to keep, what to remove, right? So you will have a lot of ideas, and those ideas can be your subsequent speeches. There's a nice thing that A.K. Prabhakar has always taught us, how to pull out speeches out of your icebreaker, right? So that you should really know. So for example, I'll give you a couple of examples. You started speaking about the number of cousins you have on your maternal, paternal sides. You went into the details of your son's Gavel Club's meeting timings, right? It's 4 to 5, no, 4 to 5:30. Those are things that are really not important in this icebreaker for you, because this is all about Toastmaster Mamta for us, right? So try to keep those details away and try to speak about more about yourself. Second thing that I would want you to add is names. Throughout the speech, yes, you gave us your children's names, but a lot of other names, names of people, your husband, your parents, your college, your school that you study. I got Baldwin's Methodist, but your eventual engineering college. So what happens is when you always put in names to faces, you get more credibility as a speaker. And somewhere maybe your college old classmate might be sitting in the room, right? And when you are from that college, even I was from there, and you build a network there. So these are things that will always add on to you, right? So play on your strengths, that's your speaking style, your composure, work a little on your structure, get a proper opening body and conclusion. Your conclusion was a little where you abruptly stopped the speech. So try to get a proper conclusion to your speech, work on the structuring and your writing. And I'm sure your journey in Toastmasters will be really colorful for you and a lot of others. Back to the general.
Thank you, Toastmasters Supreet, for that wonderful evaluation. I'm sure you got some valuable feedback, so we can work on towards the next speech. Coming to Toastmasters Supreet, who's been a very great evaluator from a very long time, he's been participating in many contests and winning as well. So has always been a king of evaluation, according to me. So he's always, I mean, he started off with the good things and gave few feedback. So that's a textbook evaluation, would like to say. So can we give a huge round of applause for the first speaker and the evaluator? Yeah, congratulations for taking that first step to come up towards the lecture and start your first speech today. So looking forward for your future speeches. And coming towards the table topic master, the Toastmaster Zulekha. What I liked about your table topics is it was very simple and up to the point. Where I've seen few table topics where they give some quote and it takes for the speaker a minute to understand what that actually quote means. So yours is up to the point. It was very simple so that a person who is standing here can talk for at least a minute. And one feedback I would like to give is avoid giving topics to people who have already spoken. For example, master of ceremonies who tends to speak half of the meeting. So give it to someone who is not given a chance to speak in the meeting. For example, there was DTM Meke Prabhakara, there was Toastmaster Sharanya. So it's not just to Zulekha, it's for everybody who comes take up this table topic master role. Make sure you give it to someone who is not given a chance to speak in the meeting so that he doesn't go back home thinking that I wasn't given a chance to speak in today's meeting. So regardless than that, you've done a very good job as a table topic master. So can you give a huge round of applause? So I like to call the tab G tables. So as and when I call the tab G, please come towards the lectern and give your report. I like to call timer Toastmaster Sharanya.
Good evening, everyone. Here goes the timer report for today. The meeting commenced at 6:31, a minute late. The business session went on for 3 minutes. Welcome by Sergeant at Arms, that was by Toastmaster Shiva, went on for 3 minutes 37 seconds. Presidential address by Toastmaster Bhavani was for 3 minutes 29 seconds. Introduction of Toastmaster of the evening was for 23 seconds. Report on the previous meeting, that is reading of minutes of meeting, went on for 2 minutes 19 seconds by Toastmaster Udanka. Then came the Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Rashmi. She spoke for 8 minutes 44 seconds overall. Coming to the prepared speech session, speaker Toastmaster Mamata spoke for 5 minutes 3 seconds, followed by her evaluation done by Toastmaster Supreet, spoke for 2 minutes 57 seconds. The networking session went for 14 minutes. The next session was the table topic session that went on for 21 minutes, and we had 9 speakers today, out of which 2 speakers spoke below 1 minute, 6 spoke above 1 minute, and 1 speaker spoke about 2 minutes. Here is the report for this session. Toastmaster Ujjwal spoke for 1 minute 4 seconds. Guest Jyoti, 1 minute 24 seconds. Toastmaster Bhavani spoke for 1 minute 43 seconds. Toastmaster Veerabhadraya, 2 minutes 8 seconds. Guest Madhukar, 20 seconds. Toastmaster Vijay Upendra, 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Sai Snehal, 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmaster Rashmi, 53 seconds. And guest Sindhu Sri spoke for 1 minute 17 seconds. Coming to the general evaluation, it has gone for 6 minutes so far. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Next, I'd like to call our counter Toastmaster Vidya.
All right, a very happy evening once again to all the fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. So firstly, before me coming to my report, firstly, I would like to congratulate all the members or the members who participated in today's meeting for cutting down their overused words or filler sounds. So kudos to all the members, first of all. Now coming to my report. Surgeon Atoms, Toastmaster Shiva, 2 hours. And the acting president, I would say you were flawless. Coming to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rashmi, 2 hours, repeated word so 2 times and 1 small pause. Toastmaster Sharanye, 1 hour. Toastmaster Mamata, 1 hour, which I would feel like you did really great since it was your first speech and you were just awesome, I would say. So kudos to you on that. Coming to the evaluator, Toastmaster Supreet, 4 hours. Toastmaster Zuleka, 2 hours. Toastmaster Ujjwal, myself, in the table topic as speaker, 2 hours. Guest Jyoti, 1 hour. Toastmaster Bhavani in the table topic speaker, 2 hours. Repeated word and 2 times. Toastmaster Sai Snehal, 1 hour. Toastmaster Rashmi, 2 hours. Guest Sindhu, 2 hours, and repeated word or 2 times. Toastmaster Gaurav, 4 hours, and so repeated word so 2 times. So that's it from my report. Over to the general evaluator.
Next, I'd like to call the grammarian Toastmaster Vijay. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome, guests. Today's speakers have done exceptionally well. It is very difficult for me to find out not so good usages here. Good usages are inculcate knowledge, habits or actions for accomplishments, play on your strength, good composure, very conversational are the good usages. Better usages could be, he is going on to open, it could be, he is opening shortly. Adjusting to this could be adjusting to the situation. We have to put it out with reference to context. We have to bring it out. Not having MLA could be not becoming an MLA. To take over charge could be hand over charge. And word of the week, vacillate, has not been used by any of us. Thank you, and back to you, G. Avadi. Next, I'd like to call the parliamentary procedure evaluator, Toastmaster Shiva.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So far, throughout the course of the meeting, none of the speakers have spoken on any topic related to sex, religion, or politics. There were a couple of entries or exits, but they more or less coincided with the applause. So no problem on that. No disturbances during the speaking. And the online members, surprisingly taking a deviation from usual, had their cameras on most of the time. That's it, and back to you, Chandra.
Can we give a round of applause for all the TABG members today? I've been noticing that these 4 members have always been active in Toastmasters meetings. Weekly, they take up some or the other role and make sure they fulfill the requirements. So I use round of applause for that. And now I'll give 30 seconds or a minute of time. There is a ballot which has been sent in the group. So please vote for the best table topic speaker, the best role taker for MTG and TAB. Okay, I think everybody has given your votes. Now let me proceed towards the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rashmi. Yeah, I've been seeing you taking up this role several times, and whenever you take up this role, you always come up with some innovative themes. So first, you started off by talking about the topic, about the theme, where you said develop a new habit and break down a bad habit. That's how you can develop a new habit. So you connected the Toastmasters introduction to the theme as well. So that's a very good job. I have one advice that whenever you say that this Toastmaster started in Santa Ana, California with one single club, and then it started as 350,000 members. So just don't give a specific number, always say 350 plus, so that I'm sure at least one person from this room will get an idea of how does she know that exactly these are the members that are in Toastmasters. So always add that plus so that will leave up to the members to know, like they'll at least go Google it saying that how exactly is the number of members in Toastmasters. And you introduce the TABG, that is the timer, our counter, and the grenade wheel. And you spoke about the sessions that is being conducted in Toastmasters that I'm sure many of the guests found it very helpful. And one more advice is when, as you know, this today's speaker was giving the icebreaker speech. So please ensure that you don't introduce the speaker who's giving icebreaker, because the entire speech is all about herself. So if you introduce saying that she's so and so and she's from so and so city, she studied over there, then it's like giving a climax without a movie getting started. So that will kill the excitement in members to listen to her and know more about herself. Nonetheless, you've done a very good job as a table MC of today. Looking forward to see you taking up different roles in further meetings. Can we give her a huge round of applause? And that's all from my end. I think I've covered everyone. So thank you. I'm signing off Toastmaster Gaurav, and I'm handing over to the MC Toastmaster Rashmi. Over.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Gaurav Badri. That was a very detailed evaluation. So this is the end of the third session. So we thoroughly enjoyed this session. All of you, all the members of the meeting enjoyed the meeting, I could say. So good habits can improve or transform our life. So invest little time in developing a new habit and improve your personality. With this quote, I would like to give the chance to our President, Toastmaster Bhavani. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rashmi, for taking us through the meeting so gracefully. I believe that each and every one of you have learned different ways to practice something and turn it into a habit eventually. So be doing it for a minute or two, but just do it. Someday when someone asks you, how did you develop this as a habit? You can say this: habits, habits, habits. I don't like, I avoid, but habits like me, I can't avoid. So with that, it's now time to announce the winners of today's meeting. As we had only one speaker and one evaluator, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Mamta. I'd request Toastmaster Gaurav to hand over the ribbons if it's ready then. Thank you so much. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Supreet. And the best role taker, tap G, goes to timer, Toastmaster Sharan. I request the in-person audience to applaud and encourage the winners. And the best role taker, MTG, goes to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurav. You can ask somebody else to give you the. Thank you. And with that, the last award is the best table topic speaker.
Bhavani,
Yes?
Bhavani, you forgot table topic speaker, the best table topic speaker.
I am announced. With that, we have come to the last award, the best table topic speaker. And we have three winners. There's a tie between three of them. So the three best table topic speakers for today's meeting is Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa and Toastmaster Sai Snehal and Toastmaster Ujjwal. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav. The video of today's meeting will be uploaded on Mecon's YouTube channel. I request you all to watch that video and then go to the base camp and appreciate and provide your feedback to every speaker and the role taker who has taken the lectern today. With that, I close meeting number 1165. I request everybody to stand up for the national anthem.